Hi, Dr. Rudy Kachmann here. Today, the show is about preventing or reversing diabetes, okay? And mainly type 2. Type 1 isn't as common. Let me tell you the difference between type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is where you don't make any insulin at all. But it can occur through an autoimmune reaction. For example, it can be seen drinking certain milk products. It can be seen as an allergic reaction. But type 2 diabetes, that's what 90% of it is, and that is where the blood sugar is elevated, and also in type 1 diabetes, the blood sugar also is elevated, but you don't have any insulin to take care of it, okay? But in type 2 diabetes, you can get rid of it by following a proper lifestyle. So we're going to, and that is what 90% of the diabetes in this country, probably, you will not believe this, but it's true, because I've been studying it for many years. This town, probably 80–90% of the people are diabetic. Yes. Maybe 50% know it. They've been running the wrong test. Blood sugar is elevated in type 2 diabetes, yes, but 10 to 15 years before the blood sugar ever goes up, your insulin is elevated, and we're not testing for it. We're letting people have it, and the elevated insulin is causing changes in your body. Your body is already getting sick. You may not have any symptoms because it takes time, although some of the people grab their chests and die from vascular disease. So I am highly encouraging that you get a serum insulin. If your blood sugar is normal and you say, I'm not diabetic, that doesn't mean you're not diabetic. I want you to get a serum insulin. If you say your serum insulin is normal and your blood sugar is normal, I may agree with you. Incidentally, 30% of the people that are of normal weight, think they're very healthy, but many of them have diabetes, and changes are occurring in their body, and they don't know about it. So the test you need to get is a fasting blood sugar and a fasting serum insulin. Yes, very important. And get it even in children. Many children are diabetic for years, and they die in their 30s and in their 40s because they haven't been properly tested. You should get serum insulin on the children in your family starting at age 3 or so. I know the science of it. Industry is letting you have it so that you get sick and they make money. But I do this show because I want you to prevent it. And if you got it, get rid of it, and I'll tell you how to do it. Yeah, and you can go to YouTube, Rudy Kachmann Diabetes, and see a few hundred TV shows on diabetes, so watch them to help you get rid of it, okay? Another one that I would access to, because you may want other opinions, okay? There is a public health collaboration, UK.org, is a Dr. David Unwin in Britain who has this great website, and he wrote a few pages in a book, Diabetes Unpacked, Noakes Foundation. Okay, here's a book. If you feel like you got to read a book and go to the library, you can get it and read it for nothing. But I prefer, if you own the book, go online, go to Amazon Books, and then it'll say new copy. Underneath will be used copies, and I have found out that most books, not every book, sells used copies for much less. And take a look, so you can buy it for $5 maybe. And some other books I'm going to mention to you shortly, you can buy for a lot less than the original. And the used books usually look as good as the new books. I know, because I've been doing that method for a long time. Why do I consider preventing or getting rid of diabetes is so important? They cause so many diseases. Heart attacks, the most vascular disease, the most common cause is diabetes. Yes, get rid of it. Heart attacks, leading cause of death. You can totally avoid it, getting rid of it. Dental disease. Diabetics have much more dental disease. Cataracts, blindness, dementia, liver disease, vascular disease, multiple cancers. Yes, multiple cancers, usually because the patients are diabetic. Cancers are sugar feeders. They love to eat sugar. A lot of viral infection, COVID-19 was a sugar eater. Viruses don't have a metabolic system. They enter the sugary cell to get energy. Yes, a lot of people aren't aware of that. Dementia, stroke, thyroid disease, heart attacks, pulmonary disease, renal failure. Most renal disease is a diabetes disease. Yes, the dialysis centers don't tell you that. They tell you how to manage your life on dialysis, which is not easy. I'm telling you how to avoid it in the first place. Most renal disease, I even wrote a book on it. Prevention is the cure. Kidney disease. Rudy's War on Diabetes, the industry that created it. It created industry. They just teach you how to dialyze. I'm teaching you how not to get there in the first place. Why we're seeing so much is the failure of public health. Sugar industry, the lobbying, House and Senate lobbyists have prevented the nation from attacking this epidemic. Poor nutrition teaching. They used to teach nutrition in the schools. They don't anymore. What are they feeding our kids in the schools? Look on the internet. Cinnamon buns for breakfast. They're creating sugar addicts. They're going to have diabetes. They're going to have renal disease, heart attacks, strokes. Could all be avoided. That's why I do this show. And we are a slave to sugar. Look at this book that I wrote. Isn't it the truth of the matter? The New Slavery, Prevent, Stop, Reverse Sugar Addiction. Here it is. Here it is. It's all in there. And nature created it, but sugar didn't used to be available. Just a few hundred years ago, thousands of years, nature provided sugars for us only limited part of the year. Now it's available at all times. All the fast food places sell sugary food. So dislocations, amputations, all caused from diabetes. I know a well-known person in town. You know who he is. I've been to 3 funerals in his family, and everyone who died had their legs amputated. They were diabetic. I talked to the guy that's alive now, and he says, Rudy, I respect diabetes. He'll take the pills and the shots, but you still got diabetes. You may live a little bit longer, but you're going to get amputations too. Why not live to be 100 and play pickleball or tap dancer with me? Oh, incidentally, somebody else wanted to watch this show today, and I brought Elon along. Hey, Elon, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing great, Dr. Cashman. Elon wanted to listen to this so he can talk to his friends, and he enjoys passing around information to other people. So I have a copy with me here of a breakfast menu last year in the school system. I just copied. You could copy today's. Just go online. You can get it. Mini pancakes, sugar, breakfast bagels, cold cereal, fruit juice, which is sugary juice, milk, for example. It has in it many chemicals or hormones. If one animal drinks the milk of another animal, usually they die. We humans survive, but we have reactions to their proteins and to the milks. We don't make their lactose. We don't make their lactase that dissolves the lactose. Many people don't. Usually we stop making it at age 4 because the nature realized we don't need milk after that. So, but look at the breakfast menu and you realize when our kids are not eating good time, they finish school. The kids eat only in the school system, lunch and breakfast in the school system, are going to be sugar addicts. And they get diabetes. So what type of foods should we be eating? We should be eating good fats, about 50–70%, about 20% protein. Your body regulates protein. If we eat too much protein, you know, some bodybuilders, and they think you're going to follow a 100% meat diet. Our body recycles broken down proteins, so we only need to consume a certain amount per day. But it's important to consume them because we need some proteins, and they turn our appetite off. That's important. So the first thing you eat, if you're going to eat a meal, eat some protein instead of something sugary. It's very, very important. So good fats, omega-3 fats, 20% protein, and the rest fruits and vegetables. Vegetables make lectins and glutens, and they're not quite as healthy as you think. There's fructose in them, but we need some. We need some. They make oxalates. Oxalates bother me. They're the biggest cause of kidney stones. So here's a food pyramid here. If you want a copy from me, come to the library. I'll give you a copy. But if you have diabetes, like Susan Ryan, this is a big thing here. Susan Ryan, you can get her book at the library, okay? But I tell you a secret. You can go to Amazon and buy a used copy for $4. Brand new, $40. And I've done this many times, and the used copies look like the new copies. Yes, yes. I had to give a lecture at a church recently, about 20 people, and they all had diabetes. And I bought 20 copies, $5 each, and I gave each person one for free. What I like about Simply Keto by Susan Ryan, in her book, her first 70 pages, she explains what ketones are. And ketones are little molecules of sugar, much smaller than glucose. If we eat the right food and our sugar goes down, the insulin goes down, our fat cells open up, our fat cells go to the liver and are converted to ketones. So it's quite simple. And if you do what I recommend to people, which I do, you don't have to do it this way, because she describes eating 3 meals in here. I do 2 meals. And Rudy's Keto 16-8. If you get diabetes, you want to get rid of it, 2 to 4 weeks, your diabetes will be gone. You don't have to spend the money, and you won't die at a young age, and you won't have severe disability. So just to say, well, I'll take the pills and shots and keep my blood sugars normal, is not necessary. Our brain secretes about 5 hormones in the morning, and your blood sugar like that. You don't need to eat. I don't eat breakfast. I'm not hungry. I go play pickleball and eat at noon. And I eat at noon, exactly like I described. Some good fats, some eggs, some guacamole, which is omega-3 fats, and coffee and tea is fine at any time, and then I eat a meal, and you don't have to be obsessive about it. Okay, you can have a dessert now and then. I weigh 135 pounds, no disease, no pills, nothing. That wasn't always that way, and because I kept the pants from about 10, 20 years ago up in my closet, and they're a little bit bigger. I didn't have any big disease that I'm aware of, but you never know, because I don't have blood testing from that time. But now I'm 135 pounds. I'll be 89 in April. Okay, play pickleball, tap dance, go into my gym in my building. I moved downtown so I could be closer to this TV studio, because that's important to me, because I'm helping people. I'm going to help you to live to be 100 to play pickleball with me. But what I like about Susan Ryan's book, so the ketones, the sugar molecules in the liver, and every organ accepts them, and your brain works better on them. Even your brain accepts them. Is that she then has breakfast, lunch, and dinner, has a picture of every meal, lists the fat content, the protein, the carbohydrate content, picture of the meal, how you make it. Can you beat that? Can you beat that? And she lost 120 pounds. Her husband lost a great deal of weight, and they're both healthy now. And she's teaching all over the world. So I encourage you to get this book. Remember I said, get the book so you can look at the recipes and have her describe to you the foods to buy and how much. It's in great detail. There are pictures of her and him, and also a food pyramid in there. And you don't have to follow it exactly. Mine is a little bit different, but not a lot different. And I encourage you also, incidentally, we now have continuous glucose monitors. And if you get diabetes, probably be a good idea to get one. You put G7 Dexcom Lifestyle Liver on your arm, so you know your blood sugar is on your phone. You eat something and you check it. You don't feel good, you check it. I think till you're rid of your diabetes, I think it'd be a good idea. Insurance will maybe pay for a month, but a lot of people now, to have one Dexcom 7, $199 a month. Okay, some people, it's worth it if you got diabetes. It's worth it because the drugs you're taking cost more than that. But an easy way too, though, and I found them to be reliable, is to get one of these smart watches. And I've had this one now about 9 months, and I find it to be very accurate. It gives me, I can get the blood sugar, the number of steps I take. It's just one thing after another: blood glucose, blood pressure, my breathing rate, my metabolic rate, activity level, number of steps I take. Yeah, that's a smartwatch, $66. And you only got to buy it once, and it works. But I would say this is a little bit better, but it costs a lot of money. But this is very reliable, and this science is changing quickly. I think it probably within a year, maybe a few months, they'll have smartwatches that give you unbelievable amount of information. The other thing is Susan Ryan also has YouTube shows. I want you to watch those YouTube shows. You can watch them for free. And she is on the Keto Karma, K-A-R-M-A, because a lot of us are addicted to sugar, and you may quickly lose your weight and your diabetes went away, and bang, you start eating again, and then you get it again because you're addicted to sugar. So watch out, you could have sugar addiction. But to watch her YouTube shows, incidentally, also, this book, Diabetes Unpacked, fantastic YouTube shows and books by Dr. David Unwin, U-N-W-I-N. He's in England. He had diabetes. His wife had diabetes. She is a psychologist. They both were unhealthy. He used to run a general practice. He was teaching the patients the wrong thing till the patient walked in and went and said, Dr. Unwin, you don't know what you're talking about. But instead of being close-minded, he listened, and he ran studies in his practice, and now he's world famous. Yeah, Dr. David, so you can go to YouTube, Dr. David Unwin, and his TV shows will show up. But he wrote a very good chapter, page 167, chapter 10, in Diabetes Unpacked. You could probably buy this one used also, or go to the library, or to get rid of diabetes, whatever it is. Get it, read of it, because the more knowledge you have, the easier. So to get Susan Ryan's book, and then get it from Dr. Unwin's book, and what that will do, if you look at the YouTubes of Dr. David Unwin, you then actually, if you said, just Google it, and Public Health Collaboration UK.com, they have an association. I belong to it. It costs me $100. You don't have to join it. They even have a course for free on this website, how to get rid of your diabetes. Mm-hmm. Now, don't accept diabetes. Get rid of it. Prevent it, okay. But if you, remember I said 80% of the people in Fort Wayne probably get diabetes. Mm-hmm. Public health hospitals, they're not telling the people how to get rid of it. And I plan to, my next step here at the library is to do podcasting. And I have another thing on mind. What I like to do is develop a kiosk where a person can walk up to and hit some buttons and listen to the story of diabetes and how to get rid of it just by going up to a machine. I'm going to do it. It may take me a few months till I get it together, but here at the library, they have the Lincoln Museum, and they have a number of kiosks that tell you about the life of Lincoln. We could deal with diabetes, for Pete's sake. It'd be simple. And the technology, you know, is here. So I also have found, so what you may think is a healthy food may not be healthy, okay? So Dr. Unwin, remember the guy from England, Dr. Unwin, has these graphics here, which I'll hold up for you, which you can get a copy of for free by putting his website in, Dr. David Unwin, Public Health Collaboration, UK.org, but you can get it other ways online. And what he has here is like how much sugar is in the food by showing you the teaspoonful of sugar, how many teaspoonful of sugar in the food that you're consuming. Like a frozen peas, boiled, 1 teaspoonful, okay? But basmati rice, 3, 6, 9, about 12, no, 10.1 teaspoonful of sugar in basmati rice, yes. So no wonder the nation of India, which existed mainly in basmati rice till processed food came along, they added to the basmati rice, they now have the largest number of diabetics in the world. China is 2, U.S. has a number 3 in the world, but we have a much higher percentage. Like I said, I would say in the U.S., 70–80% of the people are diabetic. Most of them don't know it because our healthcare industry is not telling the people because they might prevent it and they won't be making any money. That's going on every day because I went to every hospital system in this city, every one of them, and spoke to the health thing and their diabetes instructors, and they stared at me, never called back. I said, I'll come here, give lectures, or see them in groups. They're making money. Watch out. Don't accept this disease because it causes strokes and heart attacks. And you know what I did? You would believe it. I played pickleball. I didn't say you should play it because it takes a certain amount of balance, but at my age, 89, I still am getting better. So we'll see, okay? And I didn't say you should play it. Maybe just dance in place. That'd be good enough. Take a walk. And but these graphics are fantastic. A potato, white boiled potato, has 9.1 teaspoonful of sugar. Mm-hmm. Potatoes are not even boiled, are not the health food that you think it is. Raisins, for example, are full of sugar, and he has that all on the sheet of paper. So try to get a hold of it. You can go online, and they will send it to you even from England. So what is healthy foods that that we should be eating? Another great book is Goodbye Pills and Needles, Type 2 Diabetes and a 90-Day Cure If You Got It, by Tom Jelinek. Again, you can get it at the library for nothing. You can probably get it used for a couple of dollars. It's nice to have a book. I mean, some people don't want to do that, but it explains the whole thing, so you have an explanation and the type of blood test you may want, but you may not need it. But I think this would be a good book too. And it's very explanatory, an excellent book, Goodbye Pills and Needles, Type 2 Diabetes and a 90-Day Cure, Dr. Tom Jelinek. And you can probably get a used copy online for a few bucks. I've learned that you can go online and go underneath and get a used copy very cheap, and that usually is good. So in summary, do not accept diabetes, especially type 2, and even type 1 can be affected by with diet, because some of the type 1 diabetics is a reaction to something that you ate to avoid that food. So why am I doing this? Why am I so passionate about it? Because diabetes causes about 100 different diseases, and I don't want you to live 100. I want you to live to be 100 to play pickleball with me. I'm good at it. I played today, and I'll play in 2 days again for exercise, and I play the piano and I dance, and I'm only, how old am I? Okay, I'm 82 months, I'll be 89 years old. No pills, no illness. It can be done. Industry is letting you have disease. I say prevent it and get rid of it. Look at my other TV shows online. There's probably 1,000. Don't accept diabetes. Get rid of it. Why do I do this? Because I care about you. I love you. What do you think, Elon? Elon agrees with me that he wants to help teach it, spread the word across the world. I love you. See you next time. I'm on there about every 2 weeks, and I'll be doing podcasting soon. I've written many books. You can see them on Amazon Books. See you next time. Bye-bye.